Make it so, number one. That was one of my favorite lines on Star Trek. Star Trek The Next Generation. Gotta get it right. That was what I came up on. Even though late at night I was watching Star Trek, the original series with Captain Kirk and all that stuff. But Star Trek The Next Generation, that was my jam. Starting off episode 1 with Q, that added so many different questions to what reality was and what's out there, the power of the Father, what has He created, the different choir of angels and what abilities and stuff that they have. But oof, that's gonna go down a deep rabbit hole. But talking about who's your number one, I always thought that. Like, who, no matter what, could I count on to take care of anything that I need taken care of? It's not many out there. There are people that can take care of little bits and pieces here and there, but someone that can run the ship, that's what number one can do. At least that's what number one was able to do on Star Trek. He was able to run the ship, take the helm. You get to sit in the big chair for a little while. You make all the decisions. I need some downtime. I got to go on the holodeck and play was Sherlock Holmes. That's what Captain Picard did from time to time on all of his adventures. He's even got stuck in the holodeck a few times, which was pretty funny for a show like that to have the forethought of augmented reality. Now people are purchasing headsets to have augmented reality so they could escape. But I don't know what the purpose for it was on starships, but maybe it was for them to be able to experience a little bit of home when they were so far away. They were way up in the stars, light years away. Not even hours, days, months away. No, they were light years away. That's tough to think about. So they made holodecks so people could escape to whatever reality that they wanted to. If you wanted to go in there and fight, you could go fight. You wanted to go live out a mystery novel, you could go do that. If you wanted to, I guess, go on a date with a celebrity, you could do that as well. I don't know what the full rules of Star Trek was or the Enterprise or anything like that. One thing I always found weird, there's never a bathroom around. Do any of y'all know if there were any bathrooms, like any Trekkies out there that you have the map of a starship and there were actually bathrooms dedicated? Because it was like, oh, you got beamed aboard the ship and then you would beam out, beam back. And, like, when did you go to the bathroom? Did you actually take off your clothes or did you just beam into some clothes? That was never explained. I don't know. That's just something to think about. And if you're beamed somewhere, is it just like the Prestige, where it's like, oh, hey, I'm making a copy of myself over there. Well, what happens to you here? Oh, you get killed. The Prestige. That's that movie for you. But I I don't know, wait, holy crap, I got on an extreme tangent talking about holodecks and all the tech of starships and everything beaming up. Is it just your consciousness that gets transferred over and then what you are right then and there, you die? Are you property of Starfleet? So once you become property of Starfleet, like, yo, they just kill you, but hey, you're reanimated over there. Like, how did that happen? Don't question it. We just recorded all of your thoughts and it's ours now. We can make copies of you forever. Don't know. Chickens, I guess, found some bugs or something through the leaves. Good. Keep eating, keep making eggs. Thank you. But back to number one. Who is your number one? Who can pick up where you left off when you have to go somewhere to protect everything, keep the ship afloat, keep the ship up in space, and keep life going when you can't be there? Do you have someone like that? Do you have a tight-knit community that is like, hey, I'm going away for a while. Who's going to be able to step up? I live off grid. And there are some questions about distance of who can step up. Like my son football, he can step up, and he has stepped up when I've had to go. But what happens when he and I have to go together? Who's going to be able to step up to help out, to protect what's here? Who's going to do that? Who's my number one that I can call on? Do I have neighbors that I could call on that can be ready at the drop of a hat, that can watch over the property? My wife can protect herself, but she also can't manage the water storage. She does what she can for the animals. She can feed them, she can give them water, but she's not putting a 300-gallon IBC tote in a vehicle, going to fill that up, pump it out so that she has water. That's what I'm trying to establish and make sure that everything stays flowing here in case I gotta go. Because I can't call up my number one and say, I need you here. I need you to pilot this ship. Everybody needs a number one. How do you do that in today's day and age? That seems very difficult. That seems like indentured servitude in some cases. Well, you can have people on your land that are focusing on their journey, but in that benefit, they have you have them to back you up when you need them. That's what family is supposed to be. I've spoken to quite a few members of my family and said, hey, let's purchase a property together and live together in harmony. This is when I was still in New Jersey. I was trying to get them to do that. Let's consolidate all of our funds so that we can do great things for our generations. And like, no, I don't want to live on top of people. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. Well, at the time, I was an over-the-road truck driver. It's like, I'm not going to be home during the week. The house will be yours. I just show up on the weekends just for a little bit. And then half of that time, I'm going to be spending fight training. I'm just going to have my Shabbat time to rest. And I'll definitely be out of your hair then. But no, that was too difficult. So I couldn't have family be my number one. Now I have tribe, but they're still at a distance. I don't have anyone here. I can't walk 20 feet that way and knock on the door and say, hey, I gotta go. I need you to hold down stuff. You already know the routine for the property. You know how to deal with the water. You know how to deal with the solar. You know how to deal with the animals. Everything is taken care of. One day that's going to happen for me. I'm going to look back at this and say, I did it. I have my number one here. I have my number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here because we want to one day have more people here. Having a small, tight-knit community is key for survival. You can compile your resources way better together than apart. Then everything will feel so nice and comfortable, so peaceful. You won't have to worry. What was that going bump in the night? I don't know. I'm up. There's 5 or 6 of you, plus your dogs, on the move going. That's a beautiful thing. When I still lived over at Bear Camp, that's what we had over there. But then I needed to branch out and go out on my own. I needed to figure it out on my own. That's what we're doing. But I still need a number one. So I can tell him, engage. Shalom.